Hi. So for Mr. Burns, what I found most memorable was the fact that they were sitting there talking about The Simpsons versus looking for other people and trying to make everything better. Like if I was in a post-apocalyptic world, I would be trying to fix things and rebuild, not talk about an old TV show. But I get that maybe it's making things a little bit easier on them. Three things I would say. One is that like you can learn from others. So like the older people are teaching the younger people things. So it's kind of like that transfer of knowledge, and in a world where there's hardly anyone, you kind of have to learn from everyone else. I think there's a theme of don't take anything for granted because everything was gone besides a few people, so they really had nothing, and I think that kind of hits on you you can't lose everything, and you need to remember everything in order to make other things easier. I think that there's definitely a utopia theme in there. Like, I think that they're representing The Simpsons as a contrast to what they're living in. They're living in this hard world that they don't know what to do with, and The Simpsons world is kind of this little perfect bubble for them. And they're acting like they want their world to be this perfect little bubble because they miss it and they realize how hard their world is now. Act 3, it's the play instead of play. I think it's kind of like a tragedy play. Like there's that tragic hero, and there's a big catastrophe, or Mr. Burns dying, obviously, and kind of the post-apocalyptic world. It's kind of a big catastrophe, and it's kind of just fate. Like they had no control over anything that happened. They were kind of helpless. Like I think that's why they were representing the Simpsons because they really didn't know what to do. Um, what else? And it relates to the previous three acts. Okay, three things that go back to Act 2 is there's that Britney Spears moment where they're playing the music and then they bring it back up later. So that was weird. I don't really understand that one. They talked about rakes a lot, and they kind of did it a little bit, kind of throughout the whole thing. And I don't know if that was symbolizing either. I tried to look that one up, and I couldn't find anything symbolizing the rakes. Um, and they have the same characters, but plus more in Act 3 versus Act 2. And they were drinking the same drink, and I think that kind of just shows that they're at the same place in their life and they feel comfortable again. Um, I really, mm, I think it tells us that about the world 75 years later, it's the same as it was before, kind of. It's everything that they thought it was going to be when they were trying to figure everything out. Um, so they were sitting there planning what their life was going to be like, and it kind of turned out to be exactly what their life was, is what they planned. So it's kind of just perseverance, and it's really interesting. For today, there's that movie called I Am Legend with Will Smith that came out a long time ago, and that was about post-apocalyptic world. And I think that kind of represents being alone and looking for others and trying to rebuild and restructure everything.